of steel, born to action, red to kill. Let loose the power from within. Shoot, shoot, shoot to win. Whoa, fly like a falcon. Whoa, fly like a falcon. Whoa, fly like a falcon.
All right, welcome everybody to the Former Falcons podcast, episode number 6.
Number six.
And I'm with special guest Scott Beker.
I don't know about special guests, but what's up, nuts?
Very nuts. There'll be a few nutses in this,
Lots of nuts.
and a few refs.
Few refs.
We'll need a ref count.
Yeah, I think we will.
Yeah, the Falcons. I think did you start in '94? Refereeing as a ref already, refereeing the Falcons?
No. My association with the Falcons started. I never actually got to referee the Falcons in an NBL competition game.
The reason why I asked, because I think I seen they were trialling the 3 ref thing around that time. When did that come in?
I think it was around 94,
Yeah.
94, 95.
Because I remember yourself and Ken Clifford and maybe Wes Inglis
Yep.
was doing a game, pre-season game.
Oh, no, it wasn't a pre-season game. It was Mike's testimonial game.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah,
Yeah,
mate, I
righto.
remember. I
Yeah,
remember clearly
righto.
because at one stage, Melvin Thomas gave me the eye that I'll never forget. I
Right.
thought he was literally going to rip my head off.
Kill ya?
Yeah, I thought he was going to kill me.
Melvin Thomas.
Melvin Thomas.
I actually introed a pre-season game, the Hawks, when he was playing for the Hawks, and it was the year they changed to Wollongong, and I introduced them in the pre-season as the Illawarra Hawks.
Yeah.
And he's just looked up and stopped the team from entering,
Yeah.
going on the court,
Oh.
saying, "You've announced the wrong team."
Oh, he's a hard guy. He's a hard guy to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my association with the Falcons, and the funny thing is, I've achieved a lot in the game, but it all started before I started playing.
Yeah.
And this is a true story. It was 83.
83?
My brother was playing.
Yeah.
My brother played before I did. And I was just hanging around the stadium rat, hanging around main court, back when, there were bleachers at the baseline before the corporate
Those
boxes.
green ones.
The green bleachers.
Yeah.
And I was wandering around and this big guy comes in. Big guy,
Yeah.
right? Wanders up to the basket, spins the ball on his finger, pops it in.
Who was that?
George Morrow.
Oh, George.
And that was it. We go to school and, the kids want to be the rugby league player and the cricket player.
Nah, you want to be
I'm
George Morrow.
So, if you want to blame anyone for me getting involved in basketball,
Blame George Morrow. Well, that's the connection to the Falcons.
That's
then.
the connection, yeah.
But I was actually a gym rat in that myself,
Yeah.
as you said. And I think, well, for the listeners out there, we actually played a little bit as well.
Yes, we did.
For the Bullets.
Yeah, we played the Bullets. Did we play the Heat?
I think, yeah.
NDSL Heat?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
Camel,
Geez, you're going-
the 36ers?
I think the Camel 36 was after that, but yeah. But that was probably 90 maybe?
That was 90, probably 91, between 91 and 93.
Because I think, from memory, I remember on main court, remember Krug smashed the backboard?
Yes.
In the warm-ups.
Yes.
And,
I do.
Yeah. Well, some people out there don't believe me, and I've even posted the footage and everything. But anyway.
Yep.
But they had a glass backboard up one end.
Yep. And the
wooden one up the other.
Yep.
And the wooden one was a little bit lower.
Yeah.
And I remember you were dunking, mate. You were dunking, yeah.
Exactly.
I remember that.
Mate, I've got in my whole playing career 2 dunks.
Yep.
They were both in the same game.
Yeah, on that rim.
No. They were both at the not the door end of court 1 because it was always a little bit bent.
Right.
So the canteen end of court 1 that was always a bit bent. Two fast breaks because I was cherry picking.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. And went whack whack.
Yeah, that's right. So with the Falcon stuff, that game you remember?
Oh no, this was just middle of the day. This wasn't in a game. This was just
Oh, right.
they're coming into practice or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But no, I'm talking about the testimonial
Oh yeah.
game.
Yep.
The testimonial, was it Mike Johnson's?
Yes. Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us about that. Do you remember much?
Yeah. Oh, not real. It's a funny thing. Like with big games, like with games that are something new. Like this is my first taste of being on the floor with NBL players.
The big time.
You don't remember a lot. Like I remember because from a refereeing perspective, not having a clue where to run because the first time I refereed with 3 people, I didn't have a fucking clue.
Because you were only doing 2.
Yeah,
the whole time. Yeah.
Exactly. So, but other than the Melvin Thomas thing, like it's a blur.
Yeah.
And like I've done some other big games where I look back and people ask me, and they say, what did you think of that game? Like the first time I did the US men's team in Rio.
Yeah.
I do not remember a single thing from that
About the game.
other than at one stage, Paul George takes off on this monster dunk, and I turn to the press guys and I say, "Did you get that? Tell me you got that." Because those games sort of run themselves.
Yeah,
we're there to work, but
Is that the one with was that the picture with Kobe that you're in the background?
No.
Or was that 04?
I think that was 04. No, this was 16. And I've got the picture with Kyrie.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, you must have some pretty good pictures with some pretty, superstar players. Like I just said, you got one with Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant.
No, I haven't got one with Kobe.
No, you're in the background. I've seen it.
In which one?
I think I actually posted, you've doctored this up on Facebook.
Possibly, yeah.
And I swear it's Kobe, like he's got the ball, someone's guarding him from Russia or wherever.
Yeah.
And
it's possible.
I think you're in the background.
Yeah.
Just calling the game.
Yeah.
As you do.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm all about trying to find the best best angle to get the camera time. And I used to joke about that a lot when it came to the NBL. Like whenever there was a fight, like I knew where the camera was because I was the first one in there.
There's a thing I've got. I don't think I've posted it yet. It's I think it's probably about 4 or 5 seasons ago now, and you're in Perth, and you're laying down the law, man. You're laying down the law, and I think it's who was there? I think it was like 2 captains. Might have been Damien Martin and someone else.
Who knows?
But mate, you're like, and I've got it, and I'm like, yeah, you tell them.
Yeah, I mean, it's a funny thing, like especially with if it's with players that I've seen for a long time, people that have come through basically the same program as me.
Yeah.
It's so easy to just say, hey,
just to be normal.
I'm not taking this.
Yeah,
you can sort of joke around with it.
Yeah.
But then then you get the other guys that you don't know so well, and it makes it a little bit difficult. And then you have to sort of go, oh, I can't make jokes. I can't crack jokes to get control of this. I've actually got to lay down the law, and that's difficult from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say anything about Shane Heal's blonde hair or anything, can you?
No, do you know what? Because when he was still playing, I had the blonde hair.
Oh, that's
as well.
right, you did too.
So we would.
That's right.
So
I forgot.
I'd line up to a game and he'd say nice do, and I'd say nice do.
Yeah, good one. Yeah.
Yours too.
The real Slim Shady.
Exactly. Both of us stood up.
But do you listen to techno? That's the thing.
Oh, I don't listen to nobody listens to techno.
Nobody does. Yeah, that's right. I should have known.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But it's funny, like probably, and this sort of goes back to the Falcons thing as well. One of the most influential people as far as me refereeing is Dennis Kibble.
Really?
Yeah, and this is a true story.
I thought you were going to say Ken Clifford there.
No. This is coming back to the Falcons connection.
Yeah.
I'm refereeing a game Thursday afternoon, under 14s.
Not a Falcons game.
No, under 14s club game. He's coaching City, and they're playing. It was either College or Port.
Yep.
Hard game, tough game, right? And this was my second year refereeing.
Okay, yeah.
And he's at me, and me being me, because I don't take a backward step. I'm straight back at him.
Of course. Yeah.
He's firing off at me. I'm firing off at him, and and the game's over, and they lose. And so after the game, like I've gone over to the canteen, get a Papa's burger and a Coke.
Oh
like
yeah,
I did all the time.
The Slam Dunk Cafe.
And the old gearboxes that were at the end of court 3, the equipment boxes.
Where were they?
The end of court 3. So those big timber boxes.
On court 3?
No, at the end of court 3. They were just gearboxes, Wests and whatever.
No, that was a main, wasn't it?
No, they were out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I was standing there, and he's come over. He's coming over, and I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He's going to get up me.
He's gonna give another go at me. He's coming. He's gone. That was a tough game.
Yeah.
Looking me dead in the eye. That was a tough game.
Yep.
He's gone. You've got a future in this if you want it.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought he was going to come and tear shreds off me.
Really?
Yeah.
Dennis
and
Kibble.
that's kind of where it started. That's where.
Yeah.
That's when I started to think, okay.
Shout out to Dennis Kibble.
Shout out to Well, no. Dennis Kibble's the person you've got to blame.
Oh, righto. So no shout out.
Well, it's up to you.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But with the international stuff we were talking about before, tell us some of the names. I mean, seriously, you've got some serious names, and even some of the teams. Like you've the international.
Yeah, yes, I've been refereeing internationally for now 17 years.
And how many Olympics?
2 Olympics.
Yep.
2 Olympics.
And World Champs and stuff?
Yeah, last World Championships, and I'm on the list for this World Championships this year.
Yep.
But that final list will be announced next week or the week after.
Okay.
So, who knows? Who knows? and it's a funny thing. Like, if you're on the list, you're a chance. If you're not on the list, you're not a chance.
Oh, right, yeah. So you're a chance.
Still a chance.
Yeah.
Still a chance.
I'm with you. Yeah.
And there's still plenty of, still plenty of things to happen. But I've refereed, the Dream Team.
Yeah.
I refereed the Dream Team Australia at Marvel Stadium.
Yes.
Down before the last World Championships.
The one that Jonah Bolden pulled out of, was it? Oh, no, he pulled out after that?
Oh, no, before.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but that was, 50,000 people.
Oh, man,
at a basketball game in Australia.
Yeah.
And, the people that sat in the front row, I just thought, it was always going to be an elevated stage. I don't know what you're thinking. But yeah, that was fun. And that's another game I can't remember.
That's right. You had to step up to get on the court, didn't you?
Yeah, it was 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, which, they do that in the States for some of their games.
Do they?
Yeah.
What for?
Yeah. No, I think Villanova. Villanova has that set up as their normal court.
Yeah.
But so there are a couple of big games. Who else?
Like the Dream Team would have been unreal.
Yeah,
what was it? Dream Team 3?
No, the one at the Olympics was. It was a good team, but it wasn't.
It wasn't Jordan.
Curry pulled out at the last minute. LeBron pulled out at the last minute, but it was still. I've got a photo with KD.
Yep.
Draymond.
Yep.
Kyrie and some others in the frame, and
yeah,
I'm just some hack from Newcastle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Some guy that Dennis Kibble said you got a future in the game.
Some guy that just used to hang around the stadium and talk smack and makes funny noises when people miss shots.
Yeah, and dunk on the lower rings.
If it was low, I was all over it.
Yeah, because I was actually going to say, I was going to surprise some people saying, listen, we go way back with the Bullets and NDSL, Heat and all that type of stuff.
Absolutely.
That's the social league teams, but I was going to surprise everyone saying that you were a player before you were a ref, but you've gone back to 83. You've gone further.
I've been around a long time, but for a long time I kept, I played from 84 to 86, like just junior club, and then sort of went away from basketball.
Yeah.
And then came back to it in 1990 and started refereeing because I needed some pocket money.
And the rest is history,
just kept going,
Yeah, righto.
Yeah, but you and I do go a long way back. We've talked a lot of shit in the stands.
A lot of shit, yep.
Like laughed at people, pointed people out. Yeah. Over hours and hours and hours.
And it's just some of the best stuff.
It is.
It's funny as.
If some of the players that we used to trash while they were playing could actually hear us, they would have killed us.
Oh, we wouldn't be alive.
No.
Wouldn't be here today.
No, it's like the 2 old guys from the Muppets.
Yeah, they're them. That's them.
Yeah, exactly.
Which one are you and which one am I?
I'm the old guy that talks shit, and you're the old guy that talks shit.
I'm the bald one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've still got a full head of hair.
Speaking of head of hair, I got that picture from '95 of you on the bench at the Falcons game.
The Terminator X haircut.
Terminator X haircut.
Yes.
What was that about? Were you just doing stats?
Yeah, I was just doing stats, and it is a funny thing. They offered me a job on the stats bench.
Was that year?
Um,
I think that was 95. I
yeah,
think.
it would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would have started then, and I did. I was on the stats roster for the rest of the Falcons.
Yeah.
Time in the league.
Yeah.
But in that time, I reckon I did 6 games because I was sitting with Cliffo watching the referees.
Oh, were you?
But it was just a free ticket.
So you were analysing.
I was learning.
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 Same as you were doing when they were doing the 3 ref
Exactly.
thing. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Like I sort of, I had an idea early on where I wanted to go with refereeing.
Yeah.
And I just didn't let anything get in the way. I'm like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
How am I gonna get there?
Yeah, that's right.
And then it was just piece by piece, and yeah.
Look at you
wait it
now.
out. Look at me
Still
now.
current NBL ref, yeah.
Still current NBL referee.
Yeah.
Yep. And still current FIBA referee. And
Yeah.
And
all of the above.
all of the above. Yeah. Last year we had the Women's World Cup in Sydney, which was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was good to actually do a major tournament at home.
Yeah.
Because normally this time of year, for the last 17 years, between June and August, I can be anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
And so it's just nice to be at home.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
And even this year, it's just nice to have a good break between the NBL finishing and what's next.
But you said you'd, off air to me before we did this, you said you're still doing a couple of state league games.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you're still keeping your toe in there.
Yeah.
Keeping it real a bit.
Yeah, keeping it real a bit.
Yeah.
But, and as I said, sometimes it'll get to Friday afternoon and, think I'm going to be bored on Saturday. I'll go and do a game.
Do a game, yeah.
I'll do a game.
What about like CBL or NBL1 games? You do any of them?
If time allows it. Like time is difficult for me. But if I'm available, I just say throw me on a game.
Because if you're in Newey,
yeah,
do one at home.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like I won't travel to do it unless. I mean, there was a couple of Friday games earlier in the season where it just made sense for me to go. Like they were in North Sydney, so who cares?
Yeah.
It's an hour down, it's an hour back.
Yeah. Okay.
You get paid.
So that's what. Next question. What's the pay? Like, is it decent? And I know they put you up for accommodation and stuff like that too. This is the NBL, yeah.
In the NBL,
and they pay for your flights.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look, everything's taken care of, and we make a modest wage out of it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of guys that are on full-time contracts, but there's a lot of us are still part-timers because we've got jobs, we've got other commitments.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when's the NBL season start? I don't
October.
know. October.
Yeah.
Right.
Generally around the long weekend. So it's. I think this year it's the week after the long weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's 21 weeks and then into the finals.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So do you think the actual Falcons, because they're not in the league anymore, being a ref, do you think they'd be able to A, compete and B, if they were still around, like be another like long-term like team?
Look, I think if the right people were behind it, the big tragedy of the Falcons is really the support dried up, and that's Newcastle. Unfortunately, that's just Newcastle. Like
the Knights came in.
I live across the road from the Knights.
Yeah.
So when they're winning,
it's packed.
You can't park around my street.
Yeah, exactly.
When they're losing.
Anyone
can show up.
You reverse park wherever you want.
But that's and the same with the same happened with the rugby. The same happened with the netball. It's a support issue. It's not.
And the Pirates, same thing with
the
Pirates.
Yeah, and it's not that's just the market, and it's unfortunate. But if it would be amazing to have a team back here. There's no doubt about that. But
and some people do want a team. You see on the NBL's pages where they, announce, where do you want the next team?
Yeah. I mean,
there's a few Newcastles in there.
There's plenty of Newcastles in there. There plenty of people sort of hiding in the background.
Yeah.
Which God love them. Like it's fantastic, And then there's you get your super fans like you.
Yeah.
Like you look up super fan in the dictionary, it's your face.
Falcons.
Like, no one knows Falcons better than you.
Yeah,
no one.
I'd like to think I do, but I don't actually.
Yeah.
I've been starting to sort of, I don't know, old age. I've been, losing a bit of that memory of the Falcons. You know what I mean? Like someone. What I'm trying to say is I've forgotten more now than I know, sort of thing.
Yeah, no, I get
and
that.
people bring up something.
Yeah,
and I go, that's
"Oh,
right.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's right. So and so did do this.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Yeah, like I was talking to someone the other day, and you know, when the Falcons were still playing at the old stadium, like
At Broadmeadow.
us, you know, stadium rats, we'd all sit in the same spot above the like at the back of the grandstand above the cafe sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then 5 minutes to go into the game, we start
Going to the
inching down
to
the
to the
corporate
private
boxes.
boxes.
Whatever was empty. If there was no one
fair
there,
game, mate.
it's fair game. And we emptied a lot of beer out of those Eskies in our time.
I did a few too,
Yeah.
and I think I took a few 6-packs.
Yeah, Tui's blue, Tui's red.
Tui's anything, yeah. Even if it was light, I think I took
Who
it.
cared?
Yeah.
Who cared?
And then off to
Then off the
Leroy's.
brewery. Well, we went to the brewery first.
Yeah,
And then off to Leroy's.
Yeah.
Yep.
and do you remember the tickets at the brewery?
Absolutely.
The-
Yes. Yes. Yeah. If you hang around the right people, you knew you were going to get sorted out.
Mate, the drink tickets.
Yep.
So we were at one stage we were actually getting we had so many drink tickets that we just weren't able to use them all.
Yep.
So what we were doing was we were swapping like 4 or 5 tickets for a pint
Yeah.
of spirits.
Yeah, something.
Or
Yeah.
a pint of
Oh,
bourbon or
no
something.
RSA back then.
No RSA, no nothing. Man, honestly. And it was crazy. Yeah, here's 4 tickets, give
Yep.
us a pint.
Exactly.
A pint of
Yep.
bourbon or
Yep.
something.
But I mean, they were the days when you could have access to the players.
Yeah.
Like it's a different world now. Like
Yeah,
know,
I think we were a
that's-
bit blessed though. I think we were a bit privileged.
yeah, and that was also a feature of the league at the time. Like they were only playing 1 game a week, so
Yeah, true.
you play once, you go out, you have fun.
That's
Now
the
they
night.
play two games a week, and then they're training.
Sometimes
all
they
the time.
can't go out.
No, it's impossible.
yeah.
And there's just not those off-court personalities that
Yeah.
used to be around.
There's no, especially with the imports.
Yeah.
There's no Leroy Loggins.
Yeah.
There's no James Crawford.
That's right.
There's no Rob Rose.
No.
Guys like that.
Yeah, that are
you
just
know,
going to come out and have fun and
all those old school posts on the NBL pages we were talking about, the Facebook and that, they all mention those guys all the time.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yep.
they're the guys that people remember
Exactly.
and recognise.
Exactly.
And I don't know if you remember or not, but guys like Rob Rose, he played his first NBL game at the Entertainment Centre in Newcastle.
I didn't know that.
That was his first
Yeah, wow.
for the Magic.
Yeah.
What,
Yep.
I think it was, what year was he? 92? Maybe 93, something like that.
If we played over there, it would be 93 because they moved over in 93.
No, in 92 they moved there.
Did they?
Yeah, 92.
I thought it was
That was
93.
Everett Stevens,
Ye-
Terry Dozier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was the first year they were
Oh,
there.
okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think he came in maybe 92 or 93,
Yeah.
and he actually debuted, because he came in for someone else.
Yeah.
You know,
That's right.
about 8 weeks into
ended
the
up
game,
being a
into the season.
Legend.
Ended up being an NBL legend.
It's ridiculous.
His first game was at Newcastle.
Wow.
Yeah.
And who can ever forget that dunk? That one dunk that he had there, where he just goes horizontal over the top of everyone.
Oh, off the 1 foot.
Yeah. No, but and that was the good thing about those days. We were we were just running around being silly, and
I think we were
could go
blessed.
we could go and talk to these guys. And,
Yeah.
just talk mess with them.
Yeah.
Like and we used to watch every practice. We were there every day.
Yep.
Every day from
Yeah.
4 till whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And one of the funniest things that I ever saw
At practice?
at
Yeah.
practice, other than James Carr's little half-cut mitten that he used to wear.
Yeah.
You remember when he wore that finger cut-off glove
It was
thing?
like to play in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so he could dunk without hurting his
Yeah,
fingers.
yeah, yeah.
But they're scrimmaging one day,
Yeah.
and the ball comes into Neil Turner.
Oh, yeah.
And Neil puts up this really soft little shot. Goes in.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
goes in. And, it's a smart play.
Yeah.
And they're running back up the court. And Al Green goes, Neil, you got to dunk that shit. And Neil goes, it went in. Why?
Yeah.
He says, because you're fucking 7 feet tall.
He is.
What?
None of this layup
No,
shit.
we don't
Yeah.
make layups.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it was just that kind of fun. Like
Yeah.
back in those days.
Were you there the day? I remember. I don't know why, but I was sitting under the score bench. Where the water boys sit
Yeah,
for the game.
yeah.
I was sitting there watching a practice, and I think it was 91. It was when Jerry Everett came back. And Peter Harvey. Peter Harvey threw a lob
Yeah.
from where I was sitting at
Yeah.
half court. They were going like down towards
Yeah.
the scoreboard end.
Yeah.
And Jerry just caught it and
Yeah.
dunked it. And I looked at all these people on the baseline. I don't know if you were on the baseline.
I would have been, yeah.
Rob Atkins,
Yep.
guys like that were on the baseline, and they're just going, what the,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, man.
And like we used to see some of the best basketball for free
In practice.
in those days.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
Yeah,
And the guys would still engage with us.
Yeah.
It's practice. They're practicing hard, and
yeah,
their coach was riding them because he
Yeah.
was their coach.
pushing.
Pushing. But yeah, it was just an amazing time, and you sort of look back on those and you go, fuck, we were lucky, man.
Yeah.
We were so lucky.
That's what I was saying. I think
Yeah.
we're blessed a bit
Yeah.
to have that, to be able to watch
Absolutely.
them,
Absolutely.
watch the Falcons, like every day.
Yep. Yep.
They were just like, what, 4 till 6 or something?
Yeah, 4 till 6.
Yeah,
yeah.
it was crazy.
We'd shoot around till like 3:59 and 59 seconds till they
yeah.
kicked us off.
Until they got on, yeah.
Until they said, "Hey, it's time to go, guys."
Yeah,
Because we weren't going to let them play.
But I remember the day, and I've said it on the podcast before, I remember the day that Jerry Everett got sacked
Yeah.
for belting Chris Steele or something.
Yeah.
And Ken Cole, we had on the first one, he talked about that as well.
Yeah.
But what it was is, like you said, we went to every practice. And that was the one practice I remember. I missed the bus
Yeah.
to go to practice, to go to the stadium. So I thought, that's all right.
Yeah.
I'll just get the next one in an hour.
Yeah.
And I got that, and I got there halfway through practice. And I turned up, and everyone's going, Jerry just got sacked.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I wasn't here.
Hang on.
Hang on. I
That's
missed the
not right.
bus, yeah.
Exactly. And that's your man.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
Jerry's your man.
Yeah,
Like you used to be Jerry.
yeah. Well, I thought I was.
back
but
in those days.
thought I was anyway. But yeah.
I think
Couldn't play like him. Or
No, well, everyone called you Jerry still.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, that was the nickname. But he had some serious game. He had some hops.
Oh.
He was one of the first sort of big guards to come in.
Yeah.
And
He was a legit superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened off the court and all that type of stuff and the fighting and that, but he was pound for pound
Yeah.
like a good.
One of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's a funny, like Newcastle ended up with so many good individual players. Like every year something would come up and you go, where's this guy been?
Yeah.
Why haven't we had this guy before?
Yeah.
But then it becomes a one-man show, like with Reggie and with
Yeah.
Van Dyke and
Yeah.
these amazing back-to-the-basket players. And
Yeah.
you just go,
Yeah.
yeah, but you're going to sack them at the end of the year or
Yeah.
they're going to go somewhere else for better money. Like,
There was a rumor. I think it was the year after. Might have been before or after Reggie Smith came, 95. That Robert Pack. Do you remember that?
yes.
Yeah.
That was big news.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Robert Pack was going to sign with the Falcons.
Yep.
That was through Tom Wisman. I think
Yep.
he was the coach.
Yep.
And that would have been amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Pack was actually dunking in Denver.
Yep.
In the NBA.
Yep.
He was in the NBA Action.
Yep.
NBA Jam and all that type of stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things where you look back and you just go, what could have been if
Yeah.
some of the decisions, you ask the fans and you go, why do you make these? Why does the board or the management make these decisions? And you go, if only they had the right support around Jono.
Yeah.
Because like that's a one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah.
And we used to take the piss out of his shooting action, and we
yeah.
go, Jono, from the
we used
railway
to
station.
imitate it.
Yeah. From the railway station,
Yeah.
like we're a bit used
And it
to
literally
saying.
was from the railway station.
It was, those, we were talking about it before, those turnaround
Oh, man.
shots that just go in, and you go, how is that even possible?
Yeah.
And no one does that anymore.
No,
It's because basketball is so structured. There's not that it's not like it's free flowing. It's just that
It's quicker now. It's a lot quicker.
it's a lot quicker, but there's just not that individuality. Everyone is drilled. This is
in their lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stay in your lane, do it, and
Yep.
play your role. Where
Yeah.
you go back to those days, you got Jono just throwing up
Oh,
stuff.
man.
Pete Harvey just
throwing
cutting through
lobs.
everyone. Kruger belting people. And we loved it.
Yeah.
We loved it. And, Kruger's the hardest person I've ever had to referee.
Really?
The nicest guy off the court, and we get on famously, but on the court, oh my God.
Yeah?
Yeah, we just don't get along.
Yeah, right.
It gets to the point where you just go, I'm just going to make this call for you just to shut you up, Grant.
Yeah, really?
Just stop. You don't have to make a sound every time you go to the basket.
Oh, yeah.
Which is exactly what I used to do when I played.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Try and draw the foul. Try to cheat a
ref,
little bit.
come on, call the
come
foul.
on, come on.
Yeah, call it. Call it.
Yeah.
Oh, we've all done that.
Yeah,
A few times, I think.
exactly.
But he was Krug's, honestly, back, I think it was around 95. He was, honestly, if I was opening up an NBL team, he would be the first guy I would have signed.
Yeah, he made a big jump as a player between say 94 and 95.
Those years, that's what I'm talking
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
So when we were running around the stadium, he was a bit younger, a bit inexperienced, but something clicked and he just turned into this
He was a scorer.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He started scoring. He was dunking.
Yes.
2 hands.
Exactly.
2 feet.
Exactly. And that's a funny thing. Back in those days, if someone dunked in a game, we're talking about it for 2 or 3 weeks
Yeah.
because it was so rare. Now, everything, if it's not a 3, it's a dunk.
Yeah.
And that's the nature of the game. Like I was in a tournament last year under 17s, and
And they were dunking.
every play, like there's none of this. They're not kicking it into the corners. They're attacking the rim every time and dunking.
Oh.
Like that's the nature of the game now. And
Yeah.
going back to the Falcons days, it was big, strong man.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't mess with them.
Ray Borner.
Yeah.
Mark Bradkey.
2 of the nicest people in the world.
Yeah.
But on the court, you just stay clear.
Righto.
Stay clear. Like Ray was always good to me. Like because he'd be scary. Like
Yeah. He's a big fella.
he's a huge guy.
Yeah.
And not just a big athlete. He's a big man. Like,
Yeah, literally, yeah.
legitimate.
Mm.
And he'd give me that stare and be go like, and then he'd come up and go, "It's all right. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. When I foul him, you'll know."
Right, that's what he said.
yeah. And my first game in the NBL, proper game was
Your first ever NBL game you ref.
proper game.
Yeah.
In competition game.
Yeah.
Was West Sydney and Melbourne.
Right.
So Bradkey and Gaze and all the West Sydney guys.
Oh, yeah.
And so my first call, I remember it vividly.
The actual first call.
Actual first call.
Yeah.
Because West Sydney have got the ball. Someone goes to the lane. I can't remember what it was. Bradkey whacks him.
Yeah.
Like give him a good whack,
Yeah.
and he's gone. You've got your first call out of the way.
Is that what he said?
Yep. Because they know, like they scout.
Do they?
They absolutely.
It'll be the coaches telling
Yeah,
them.
absolutely
Yeah.
no. Yeah.
Yeah.
And and that happens at every level. Like
He said your first call. You've got your first call.
you got your first call.
Damn,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah. Yeah. He just whacked him. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't a challenge, like he's trying to block the shot and there's a little bit of contact. He just goes whack.
Yep.
There's your call.
Yeah, right. Jesus. I
It
didn't
takes
know
the
that.
nerves away pretty quick.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it made me first call.
Yeah,
Feel
done.
better.
Yeah, I do.
Bradkey
yeah,
likes
I'm in the game
it.
now. Thanks,
Bradkey
mate.
likes it. You're in the game.
Exactly.
You may as well leave now.
Yeah. Got it. Done.
Done.
Paid.
Pay. Yeah, as long
the
as the
score
pay
sheet,
goes
out the
through.
door.
Yeah. But yeah, so you remember your actual very first call?
Yeah.
Yeah, righto.
Yep.
It's like me saying I remember because I was a player.
Yeah.
I don't remember my first ever basketball.
No one does.
Yeah.
No one does. Yeah, no, it's just one of those things. Like it was just, it was at that time that was the pinnacle for me. Like,
Yeah.
I'd spent so much time just working on this one thing.
Yeah.
Like, and my transition was relatively quick compared to how it is these days. Like I went from, I started refereeing in 1990.
Yeah.
By 94, I was doing Siebel.
Yeah.
So
righto.
that's a pretty quick turnaround.
Yeah.
And then 2 years later, I'm doing NBL preseason. So
Seriously.
yeah. So it moved pretty fast. Which I don't know if it was good or bad. Like I look at the guys nowadays, and they're just burnt out. Like
Are they?
start refereeing at 14 and 15, and by the time they're 19, they're still just stuck in the mud.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was very lucky because we had the Falcons.
That's what I was about to
We
say.
had
I think
the Hunters.
Yeah, I think it was that as well.
That was a huge difference.
Yeah, because you lived here and you
Lived
had
here,
had the teams. They were just right there in your back door. You know?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So I was, watching high level basketball
High level
all
stuff.
the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was, I missed the heyday of the
Broadmeadow days.
the club competition. When they were
Yeah.
playing at the stadium and at
Yep,
Wickham.
yeah.
Like I go back to Wickham
Oh.
because my brother used to play there, and I was there every bloody week, and I hated it.
Wickham.
Yep, the smell of the stale cordial when you're walking in the door, and they never got rid of that smell.
Oh.
It was there the whole time.
The stale cordial
The
smell.
stale cordial
Yeah.
smell.
The actual Broadmeadow used to be like that
Yep,
for a while.
Yeah, and the broken pinball in the back corner.
Oh,
which,
right, yeah.
That was that was there for a good 3 years.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, I had to do some games in Nigeria a few years ago.
Yep.
And I walked into the stadium, and it's just
That
this
smell.
dust bowl.
Oh, what?
No, Wickham used to just have this thick dust all over the floor, and that they'd put a proper floor down, but there was only probably 2 or 3 feet after the baseline before it sort of dropped off onto just this old shitty floor, and I'm thinking, this is just Wickham all over again.
Right,
Like this is home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I miss those heydays of the top players playing week in, week
Yeah.
out. The rep players these days don't sort of play, or they're not as involved as much anymore. And they've tried to revive the club competition a few times, and in the last few years of the Falcons, they got a little bit of interest, but it just never rose back to where it was.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Which is a big shame, because we had the best players.
Yeah.
Like if you're running with an NBL team and a Siebel team,
Yeah. That's a feeder club.
How can you not have
Yeah.
like just top quality basketball all the
Yeah.
time? And this was in the times where those top teams were only playing once a week.
Exactly. Or sometimes the double header.
Oh,
like the Doomsday double.
The Doomsday. That was the only double header.
Yeah.
in
Was
those
it?
days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there was no other.
That's yeah.
Because that
But I
was.
know what you mean. It's once a week they're playing. Yeah.
That was before Cairns and Townsville, so there was
Yeah.
no Sunshine Swing.
No, Sunshine Swing. That's the one. Yeah. Sunshine
The
Swing.
Sunshine Swing.
Oh mate, yeah, they come out with the names, don't they? And the they've made up a new one for the current. I can't remember now. If I remember, I'll tell you.
Yeah. But that was the big thing back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
if you split the Doomsday double,
Oh, you're a winner.
Oh, you're a winner.
Yeah.
Yeah. You could lose every other game for the
not
rest
many,
of the season.
Not many people win the Doomsday double. They say,
God, what
it's
a
pretty hard to do it,
bunch
and
of
all this
bullshit.
crap. Yeah. There's a few of the Falcons games I got from Adelaide and Perth.
Yeah.
And Adelaide have got the old stadium. Not what's it called now? Not Clipsal. They moved from the old Clipsal to the.
moved from Clipsal.
I think
to
it's
the
their entertainment centre. Yeah.
Yeah.
They what was the other one? Apollo.
The Apollo. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and the Apollo, man, I've done a few games, converted them, and the Apollo it seemed like the roof was like low.
Oh, I've never been in there.
Oh, you never have?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay,
no,
sorry.
no. I haven't been in any like stadiums that
Those old school
they're-
ones.
No, they're
Yeah.
all pretty stock standard.
Yeah.
But Newcastle's still the best floor in the country.
That's what people say. People
Because
say.
it's so old, it's so springy, it's
Yeah.
just got life in it.
Yeah.
The courts now these days, like what the NBL guys play on, they're all false floors.
Yeah.
They're
like
playing on
entertainment centre one.
concrete.
Yeah.
It's concrete underneath.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, there's just life in that floor. There's life in the building.
Yeah.
The amount of beer that's been spilled on that floor over the years.
Were you there when the beer got thrown
I
on?
was there. I know exactly who threw it as
Do
well.
ya?
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I was sitting on the I think I was on the score bench that night.
It was on the score bench side. The beer came
Yeah.
from.
No, I was doing stats, and it was behind the.
Yeah,
the
it came
Falcons
from behind
bench.
you
Yep,
because
yep.
I was on the left of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I've met the person that threw it.
Okay, you're going to give up the names? Or you don't have to. No pressure.
No, I don't know if he's still alive. So
Oh, really?
I might
Okay.
just keep
righto.
that one under wraps.
Yeah, right.
I'll tell you off air.
But it was okay. It was a can of Tuies, I think.
It was a can. Yeah, it was definitely a can. Yep. Sailed over the referee's head, and
I think that was versus not the Rob Rose game that I said he debuted in. I think it was about 94.
Yeah.
Against the Magic.
Yeah.
I think it was the Magic
Yeah.
and the Falcons. Yeah.
Yeah. It was the funniest thing. Like it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
It just, and he
But
just,
it wasn't really that like a bad call.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think it was just a.
It wasn't really that intense.
No, it was like might have been a soft chat play at the basket or
Yeah.
something, like a soft basket. And let's call him Pete.
Yeah.
Pete
threw it.
Pete threw it.
Yeah. Right.
Yep.
got ejected. I seen him. They took him
Yeah,
out.
and he didn't argue with it.
Yeah.
He just okay. Yeah.
I think he thought he was at the footy or something.
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah. I've never seen that.
No.
You know.
As I said, I spoke to him about it many years later, and he said, "Well, I was having a bad day, and I
What a legend, though.
Yeah.
What a legend.
threw it out."
What a legend. Only person to do that.
Exactly.
In Newcastle, that is.
Well.
A couple of years later, that
There was the one down
in
in
Wollongong.
I was on that game
Were you?
where the
Yeah.
guy talked
Poured-
on the guy.
on the guy with the dreadlocks.
Oh,
Yeah.
And the guy, like,
So you ref that one, did
I
you?
was on that game.
Yeah, righto.
yeah, I wasn't on the boat, so I was looking at it as it was happening. I'm going, oh shit, what am I going to do about
But what
am
about
I going to do
his
with it?
wife? Do you see his wife?
Yeah,
Started getting up
filthy
him,
look.
and he's like, what?
yeah, he looked like, this
Yeah,
is normal for me.
Accident. It was an accident.
No,
Accident went like
exactly.
straight up and down on his head.
Perfectly controlled cut, but it was an accident.
I can't remember that player's name, but he played for the Kings. I remember. Was it Marcus someone? Marcus Thornton?
Oh, could have been. I can't remember. Oh, yeah, I can't remember who the players involved were.
Yeah. But I remember that incident. Though.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that was gold.
Yeah.
That was gold.
It's one of the best.
That actually incident brought me back to the Falcons one that we were just talking about
Yep.
before. I was like, oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Yep, yeah, it's
You
been
know.
done before.
Been there, done that.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It looks better. It looks better the beer sailing though.
It was sailing.
It was sailing,
and it went like pretty much into the mid-court.
Yeah,
like,
it was a
like
good throw.
yeah.
It was like for someone sitting down to lob that can that far.
And it was a
that's
full
an effort.
can.
Yeah.
It was a full can.
It was an effort.
Yeah, that was. I remember that like nothing.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Yeah, it was craziness.
Exactly.
And like you said, it wasn't really like it. Nothing
there was
actually
no call.
happened.
It wasn't.
Yeah, and it was just out of nowhere.
Oh, shit! Like, you guys are playing like shit. Out it comes.
One of the refs when I was calling the Pirates games there, I don't think. Or you can tell me if you were on or not, but I actually said, I think it was Brendan Mann. He got a soft call.
Yeah.
And I actually said, so and so with the soft call, and he's come over and went, whoa!
Oh yeah, there's yeah.
I can't remember who that was,
No,
but
I'm pretty.
he was
yeah.
nearly going to throw me
I
out.
think I was on that game.
Were ya?
I think I
Alright,
was.
yeah.
Yeah. Because
Jeez.
they
I didn't say soft call again, ever.
Look, it's a funny thing, like because of the environment that we grew up in.
Yeah.
You know that tough environment over the
Yeah,
stadium. You can say that to me. I don't give a shit.
It was a soft call.
I don't give a shit. You tell me a soft call, you go get fucked.
Yeah,
you do a better job.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But
yeah.
that's just how I am.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and we can do that.
That's how anyone would be.
Exactly. But then there are some people that come through a different sort of environment, and they just don't take that stuff. And for me, it sort of falls off. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But there was one game that I was doing in the Pirates era.
Oh yeah.
Where they were playing Sydney in a little scuffle.
Was that at home?
Yeah, at
Oh yeah.
Newcastle.
That was Geordie Cullen, wasn't it?
Yeah, it could have been.
And who's the big fella for Sydney?
One of the big guys.
Big white guy.
Yeah. And the great referee Bill Mildenhall tried to get in the middle of it, and he got clocked right
Did
in
he?
the face.
Did
he? Yeah. Like proper. And it wasn't. He sort of had his face in the way at the wrong moment, and he got sort of caught.
Yeah.
It aimed up.
Yeah.
And caught him. Yeah.
Billy's the one that broke his arm, wasn't it? The fell over.
Yeah.
In the
the
USA
game.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
That was before the 2000 Olympics.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And
I can imagine. Yeah, I can see him getting pelted.
yeah. But to Bill's credit, like he was selected to go to the Olympics that year. Broke his arm, and he said, "I am going."
What, he was tired?
No, I'm going to I'm going to the Olympics. This
and he ended up going. I
not
can't remember.
Not going to stop me.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So it's people don't sort of see the competitive side of refereeing.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
we are ruthless competitors.
Yeah.
And it's one of the strange sort of environments where you're working with three people and you've got each other's backs and you support each other.
Yeah.
But when push comes to shove, you want your name on the list.
Oh
theirs.
yeah. Well, what's the go with the? I'll ask you because we're speaking about referees now. The referee that comes in for an injury, for example, Billy breaks his arm or falls over.
Yep.
And the ref that comes on.
Yep.
What are they in the three you're talking about there? Because that's actually four.
Well, well, they are. They're part of the crew, but in the Women's World Cup last year.
What's it called by the standby ref?
Standby.
Yeah.
So I was the standby on the final.
Yeah, okay.
I was sort of, and this is the competitive.
So you've been
nature.
a standby.
Standby on a big game.
Have you?
Like,
Yeah.
this is, World Cup at home.
Yeah.
Chance to do a medal game, and
Yeah.
the chips fell where they did.
Standby.
So I sit there and I look at the monitor, but we understand each other enough that the guys that actually ended up on the game would come and say, sorry, it's not you, and
Oh, would they?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but the
They
whole
didn't give
time.
you half their pay or anything.
No, bullshit. no, because I've been the injured guy
have you?
a couple of times. So,
yeah. You.
So
Yes.
I was down in
Tell us about your injuries.
Oh, Jesus! This is a podcast that's going to go on for about 7 days if I touch on that. No, I was doing a game down in Melbourne a couple of years ago, and midway through the third quarter.
Yep.
It might have been. No, it was early in the third quarter. Calf just goes pop.
That's right.
And
Yes. The
and I
calf.
just say, Bep, I'm done. Because I know, like,
You
there's
can't,
no point trying to run on.
Yeah.
And the standby comes on, and he's never done a game before. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was his. So he
Debut.
owes me half a game.
So
He owes me half. Yeah.
We'll have to ask him what his first call was. And
Exactly.
everything too.
But there are times where the standby can sort of be overlooked as well. Like I was doing another game down in Sydney a few years ago, the Sydney and Cairns, I think it was, and it was a really tough, shitty game.
Yep.
And we had a standby there, and I was sick. Like I wasn't doing good. Like
On the day.
Yeah. So I got to the game, wasn't feeling right.
Yep.
But worked through the first half, and at half time I've just said get ready.
Yeah.
And I've gone in, forgot the microphone was on.
Yeah.
Right, forgot the microphone, and I'm throwing up in the toilet, and then all this noise is coming out.
Yeah.
Into the headphones of the standby.
Yeah.
And he's going, "Oh, you sure you want to do this?" I said, "No. Look, just sit tight.
Yeah.
I'll run it out." But there are times where you just got to go.
Yeah.
It's probably not the right decision to put someone into that sort of pressure.
Yeah. And you got to push through then.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, my injuries.
I remember you got hit in the nuts once.
Oh, yeah, I've been hitting the nuts.
Actually, no. I think I said you got hit in the nuts. I think you said you got hit in the leg, but you said it was near your nuts or something.
Yeah. Well, that's when Sean Bruce got me.
That's right.
Down in Sydney.
In Sydney, yeah.
He goes baseline and just runs into my knee. And
Yeah.
I'm, shit.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to go down like a bag of shit. But I'm like, no.
Did you give him a tech for that? Or?
No.
Oh, I would have.
No, I mentioned to him that the foul was on him.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and
you owe me one.
That's a favourite line of mine. If someone gets upset, I go, okay, I owe you one.
Yeah, righto.
And
Next
depending
time.
on who it is, like I'll say, I owe you one, but
Yeah.
you're not going to collect.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's Shane Hill. You don't say that to.
No. There's been some players where you just go, they understand.
Yeah.
You miss a call, you miss a call. Like they miss a shot, they miss a shot. Like I don't give them strife about it.
Well, that's what I was saying with that intro thing where you're putting down the law and that before. Yeah. It's you're not really putting down the law, but like you're just doing what you said then.
Do the right thing.
And there's some other things.
I don't care what you do, just do the right thing.
Yeah.
If you want to be pricks, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But just do it the right way.
Yeah, that's right. And that's what I was about to say. I've seen a few calls where like coaches have came up to you, and even players, but we'll talk about coaches. They've come up to you and said, look, like you got to do this and that. And me as a player, I've gone, nah. And then you've sort of said what I'm thinking to the coach.
Yeah.
And then the coach has gone, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I believe you.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the benefit of having played. We played a lot of basketball.
That's what I'm trying to say. Being a player, making that call and explaining it to the coach from a player's point of view.
Exactly, and that's one of the first things that Cliffo ever said to me was
Kenny Clifford.
Yeah. One of the first things he said to me when I started doing serious games
Watch out
with
for
him,
that Clinton Gardner guy.
No, he didn't say. No, he didn't say that. I already knew that. We all knew that. But he said to me, "Like you play.
Yeah.
Just think about what the offense and defense are doing as though you were playing.
Yeah,
and then
right.
Make your decision based on that. And it was the best advice I was ever given. Because you just go, okay, if I'm going to the basket,
and he does this to me,
or if someone's going to the basket, and there's a little bump and it doesn't affect them.
And then
Am I going
yeah.
to scream for a foul?
Yeah.
Me, I am screaming for a
Yeah,
foul.
yeah.
But am I? No.
Yeah.
And you just play on.
Yeah.
And you can just explain that away.
That's what I thought to myself if I ever become a referee.
Yeah.
That's how I'd look at it.
And that's it's the smart way to look at it.
Yeah.
Because then you, and it's a funny thing. Like at the top level, you can always tell. Like there are some really amazing referees that are rulebook referees.
Yes.
And then there are the
That's-
referees that are
Yeah.
player referees.
Exactly. That's
And-
what I was trying to say before.
And we can,
Yeah.
it at all level, like at the top level, like the NBL and FIBA, they have the balance of those right.
Yeah.
But I can walk into a gym and say, that guy's never played, but he's an excellent referee,
Yeah. Right.
or that guy has played,
Yep.
and I can tell you why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I was saying with the coach thing
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And it's just
the
how you
coach,
communicate.
And the coach just zips up
Yep.
and goes, "Oh, he's right."
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, we don't get too many of those.
No.
these
I
days.
mean, you can see in his head, he's going,
Yeah.
"Oh, yeah, he's right."
Yeah, exactly.
you
Yeah,
know.
and you don't see the little.
Whereas what you said before, the rule book stuff,
Yep.
they'd come up to I don't know, I'm not going to mention any names, but they'll ref by the rule book,
Yep.
and he'll be approaching him
Yep.
to say, like, you're a rule book referee in his own head going, you're just going to tell me some bullshit about the rules, and they're astounded when you just come back with the player stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
But that's that. The thing about refereeing is it's probably 90% how we communicate with the players and coaches,
Yeah.
and 10% how we actually call the game.
All right.
Because
Because you can just get a call to swing your way.
because you get some calls, you miss some calls. Like
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's part of being a player, being a coach. You know, if someone goes to the basket, the referee might miss this call.
Yeah.
They might get another one later.
Yeah, yeah.
Move on.
Yeah.
And it's the smart coaches that can go, okay, I don't know how you got to that decision. And we have a conversation about it, not the guys that explode and jump up and down
Yeah.
and all this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
So, we prevent a lot more than we call.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what refereeing is about. It's because we got to keep the game going because,
Yeah.
basketball's a funny game because it's such a movement-oriented game. But if there's call on every play,
Yeah, yeah.
it drags out. It just doesn't become a spectacle.
Yeah.
And everyone gets the shits.
Yeah.
The players, the
Yeah.
coaches, the fans.
You're calling everything. Yeah, yeah.
You call
Don't
everything.
call that.
Yeah. And you're always at a hiding to nothing. You're either you're calling everything
Or you're not
calling
calling
enough.
Yeah, yeah. True.
But that's the beauty of the game, and
Yeah.
it's always interesting dealing with different coaches.
Yeah, true.
Every coach has got their own little idiosyncrasies.
What they're known for. Yeah.
for. Some have reputations, and we just try and get along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For that 40 minutes.
Yeah, some guys you can't talk to. It doesn't matter what you do. If you talk to them, they're not going to listen.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
But that's what I was saying before, like going back to it again, the talking to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
But some of them just won't listen. Some of them, and a lot of the time, they just want to be heard.
Yeah.
I just want someone to listen to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Just listen to me, okay?
Because they got that mentality what you're talk
Yeah.
about, saying that they might get one later.
Yeah.
Like
I
they might
just want someone to listen to me.
Not a
I
make-up
can't yell
call,
at my player for doing the wrong thing.
Yeah.
But I can yell at you if you can understand that that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Then we can get along.
Mate, you're a better person than me, mate. I wouldn't be able to do that. I wouldn't be able to do that at all. I'll be like, nah, beep, get out of here.
No,
Although I have seen you, yeah. I have seen you tee up some people.
Been known to throw them around like candy.
Yeah. I've seen you throwing them around like candy. And I've seen you throwing candy around too.
Yeah, that's true.
But there is some that you've called in the NBL, once again, the player coach thing.
Yeah.
And you've just gone, no, I can't put up with that.
Yeah.
That's not acceptable.
Yeah, I try to give as much
Yeah.
leash as I can.
Yeah, yeah. And I've
but-
seen you also go, listen, one more.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then they zip straight away. Or you go, hey, no.
Yeah.
He went this way or
Yeah.
something like that, you know?
Yeah, and again, it just comes down to that communication side
Yeah,
of things.
yeah.
Like if you can, we try and put out the fire
Exactly.
with water, not petrol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it never works. It never works trying to throw petrol on a fire. You know what I mean?
But damn, that's where I'm going wrong.
That's where I'm going wrong. Yeah. Yeah, and in the international basketball, there are certain regions that are renowned for
Like whinging.
not whinging, but not
Whinging in a different language.
not understanding English when it's convenient.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
they're
What, hack? I don't know what hacking means.
yeah, exactly. Like they'll come and they'll in broken English try and ask you a question, and and you try and explain
playing
it to
that
them,
game,
and
are they?
it's blank face.
Yeah.
And then when they want something, it's perfect English.
Yeah.
Perfect.
When they've been fouled out of the game, you tell them to get off the court. They know that.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. But there's something I do from time to time, and depending on the teams and the players.
Yeah.
Like there's a photo of me having a discussion with a very famous American woman player.
All right.
So
Player or coach?
Player. So we've had a play. I've made a call, and she's come up to me and she's very politely asked me to explain what the call
What
was.
you've done,
and it was a good conversation. And I've explained it, perfect English, American to Australian. And at the end, I've just gone, but I'm sorry, I don't speak English.
Is that what you said?
That's an icebreaker. You gotta.
Sorry, I don't speak English.
Yeah, sorry, I don't speak English. It was with Diana Taurasi.
Oh, was
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Don't speak English.
Sorry, I don't speak
Got
English.
her a good one there.
Yeah, that was in Rio, and then I had them again in Tokyo, and before the game, she said, "How's your English?"
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So
she remembered.
They remember.
Yeah.
They always remember.
All right. So the Falcons in 1992, they first went to the entertainment centre.
Yep.
And like you said before, we were blessed to watch the Broadmeadow Basketball Stadium training sessions and even the games, the NBL games there. But you didn't actually ref any at the old one, did you? You just...
No. So...
Oh, you did the pre-season ones there?
No. Oh, yeah, I did one pre-season game for the Pirates. But yeah, I didn't do any pre-season. So my NBL pre-season stuff started the year after the Falcons folded.
Right.
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I 98 would have been the first.
98-99 was their last season.
Yeah.
So it would have been in 99 at the end of the...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so, that's the one thing that I'll always be disappointed about, because
That you didn't actually...
I would have loved to have refereed them just once.
Yeah.
Just once. It's one of those things.
Yeah, right.
It'd be like a player if you're on the fringe and the team disappears and you just think, I just wanted to play once.
Yeah.
For that team in that place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But some of the players they had, I mean, that 98-99 year, they were actually leading, like, in the first, 5 rounds of the comp.
One of the best teams.
Yeah.
Ever.
And then Melmoth went down.
Yeah.
And that's what sort of brought him undone.
Yep.
But he was a gun.
Yeah.
And also, we were speaking about Krugs before, he played 45 seconds of that season. He broke his knee or something.
Yes, that's right. And he ended up with all sorts of complications. Yeah.
So he didn't actually play. So if he was there, they would have been even better.
Yeah.
And they had Terry and Rod Johnson.
Yep.
They had, I think Tony was there as well.
Yep.
Tony Jensen.
Yep.
Pat Reedy.
Kuiper. Was Kuiper there that year? Or was Kuiper the year before?
I think he left in 96 or 97.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, no. You look back and you just go, if only they made a better decision than Topper.
Yeah. Topper.
Top
of the shoes.
Topper.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I still remember. I was watching the news.
But if there was no Topper, sorry to cut you off,
No,
but if there was no Topper, they wouldn't have been in the year after, you see.
Nah, true.
Yeah.
But they might have made some different decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember watching the news the night that they were talking about folding. They had this cross to all the players sitting in a room.
Yeah.
They were sitting down at the brewery in the restaurant part.
Oh, were they?
Having a meeting.
Where we got the free drinks?
We were in the
one
next room.
across. Yeah, right.
But they were wearing Topper, and I was just thinking.
Yeah.
And I think the people behind Topper was there, and I was thinking, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the way it is, and you look back and you go, okay, well, West were willing to bail them out, but
that's right,
but
they were too.
People, I don't know what
they wanted more say in what went on.
Which if they're going to float it,
of course,
give them the bloody say.
Yeah, say what they want.
Yeah, but people made different decisions.
Yeah.
And the rest is history.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Well, some of the history, man. Ken Cole was saying that he was in negotiations. I don't know if you heard on the other podcast, but Ken said that the entertainment centre was only supposed to be the tin shed. The tin shed was only temporary.
Yeah.
For another one that was over the back of the showground, and it was going to be like a 10,000 seat stadium.
Oh yeah, they'd had plans about that for a while. I had heard about that, but
And he also said that they were also trying to, where the hockey fields are next to the Knights.
Yep.
He said they were going to build one there.
Yeah.
That would lead straight into the Knights. Like they'd play the game,
Yep,
and
exactly.
then go straight into the night and watch them in the night time or whatever.
But that's how a lot of NBL clubs made their money back in those days. It was like, you got a football field next to you.
Oh.
People are going to the footy in the day and the basketball in the night. And Melbourne did it beautifully.
Yeah, that's right.
And Sydney, when the Kings were at the Kingdome at the Entertainment Centre, they did that beautifully.
Yeah.
Friday night, they wouldn't sell a lot of tickets, but then they would just have walk-ups.
Yeah.
Walk-ups, and they'd fill that place.
The Entertainment Centre's not there anymore. What's going on?
I know.
I went down there about a year. It's
nothing.
flats.
Yeah, no, I know.
It's flats now.
Oh, I used to love it because...
That's crazy.
Oh, the Entertainment Centre just had a good buzz about it. And you know what? After the game, we're going for Chinese.
Oh, yeah.
Every time. Every time. Yep. Yeah, we loved it.
Chinatown.
We loved it.
Yeah. That was, I went there. I think it was the last time I was there was the Crocs, because I caught up with Sean Dennis after when he was coaching the Crocs.
Yep.
And I think it was Sydney and the Crocs, and they had, I can't remember who the imports were, but I think it was, who's the big white guy that the Crocs had, the MVP? Conklin.
Conklin. Brian Conklin.
Conklin.
Yeah.
We got there.
He was a good player.
Yeah.
Like, he was just smart. Like he didn't, you look at him and you think, okay, he doesn't look like he's got much under the bonnet, but he just had something.
And the other guy that came from West Sydney, he ended up having the same haircut as me. The not Mastrovich. He came from West. He was the guard.
Oh yeah, Markovic.
That's it. Markovic.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah. No, they were all good guys. So
they were playing.
My wagon pretty early got hitched to West Sydney. I did a lot of their games.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
Just got to know all those guys. But a lot of those guys came through again similar sort of era as me.
Yeah.
So national championships, junior national championships, all this kind of stuff. So we all knew each other.
And Damien Martin would have been there too then, wouldn't
Damien was a couple of years younger. I remember the first time I refereed him was a primary school knockout game in Gloucester.
Yeah, right. Because he's from Gloucester.
He's from Gloucester.
Yeah. But I actually don't remember him being in Newcastle. And I've been.
No, he spent very little time because I said the same thing.
Did you?
Caught up with him once and I was thinking, when did you play there? He said, I didn't play there much at all.
Yeah, it would have been like for 6 weeks or something. I don't know.
Not even that. I don't think. Yeah.
Because I actually don't remember him playing there.
Yeah. No, but there are certain players that if they're complaining, you're not doing something right.
Right, okay.
And he's that guy, he says nothing unless something is really bugging him.
Yeah.
And it has to be real. It could be, you miss a foul on him, he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
But if you miss 2 or 3, then he says, you might have missed it. But
all the commentators say that, Damien Martin never says a word. And he'll go about his business and humble and all this crap.
Yep.
I've seen him get up referees.
Yeah, but
come on, call the foul, he said.
But sometimes, he's the kind of guy that if he asks you politely, you think,
there's
actually I actually need to look at something.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Because they're right. He didn't say much.
Yeah.
But when he did, we knew.
It was on.
We knew. Not necessarily on, but
you knew.
We knew. Yeah,
right.
Yeah. And there's been a few people like that around the year and over the years, and you know, Lindsay, the great Lindsay Gay was similar. He'd always sit. He'd sit in the same position. Legs.
Oh
out,
yeah, he did too. Yeah.
Legs out, arms folded.
Yeah.
And you were doing okay. Until he stood up.
Yeah, right.
Once he stood up, and he didn't have to say, and he very rarely said anything.
Yeah.
But if he stood up, you're in trouble.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
you know
the great man himself.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
Never said much, but if he stood, geez.
What about some of the coaches from Newcastle?
I didn't have a lot to do with the Falcons.
Oh no, I know that, but I mean like because they've gone on, like Sean Dennis has coached other people.
Yeah. Oh well, no. I did have some run-ins with Ken Cole over the years.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Because he ended up.
That's right. He did
was-
some state league and stuff.
He coached Penrith in the
The
CBA or
CBA,
the Seagull or
yeah.
whatever it was at those years.
Yes.
And I did a lot of their home games.
Okay. Yeah.
And he and I just with oil and water,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
just didn't get on. Like if he was here now,
Yeah.
he would say, like I'd say, Ken, I'm wearing a black jacket, which I am.
Yep.
And he'd say, no, you're not.
That's green.
and you know what I mean? Like we just could not agree on anything.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what it was. So, we had some good run-ins over those years. And Sean, when he was coaching at Townsville and assistant at Perth, we always caught up and it's a funny thing with the Newcastle people.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. The Newcastle guys.
You grow up with these people,
The connection.
so they understand who you are as a person.
Yeah.
And they, coaches being coaches and referees being referees, we all try it on against each other. But you sort of have that understanding that where you don't have to speak to someone to get your message across.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that that's the beauty of being a player. You can just give someone a look and you go, yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or there wasn't a call there.
Yeah,
At all.
yeah, exactly.
You're milking.
Yeah, and if it's someone then it's even easier.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because they're known for being a milker or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. But
You've seen them in the Monday night comp and all that,
Yeah, yes.
But some of the players that came through, the Falcons, like some of the imports, like you said, Paul Kuiper before, and some of the import, like he's an Australian player, but Mike Johnson we were talking about.
Yep.
All of them, Tony Jensen.
Yep. Yeah. So when I came back, James Bullock. Was the big man. He was the big man on campus.
Yeah.
And, and Terry and Everett, and I was watching a 30 for 30 document, the ESPN, and there was just this flash of Everett Stevens.
Oh, was there? Was it Purdue? Does he play for Purdue? Did he?
Oh, I can't remember that, but they were interviewing him in real time. But I thought, oh, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he played in Newcastle.
Yeah. I've seen him at Stockland Mall once.
Yeah, exactly.
I did actually. He's eating lunch or something.
It's funny. You go, and people have.
We were spoiled, man. That's what I'm saying.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it just comes back to we're hanging out in the stadium with these guys all day, every day. We're watching it, we're enjoying it, we're getting a free show.
Free NBL show.
Except when Ken had come out and said, everybody out.
Leave.
Everybody out. And he said 90 to do it.
Oh, 90.
Guys, you got to get out.
Jason Goodnight. That's Derek Polk used to call him Jason Goodnight. he mentioned that on the last podcast that we had.
Yeah.
I was going to actually mention some, Jason Knight, the water boy.
Yep.
And Matty Corrigan.
Yeah.
He was a towel boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So when my brother played, back in juniors, so I don't know if you remember Murray Slee and all those guys. They were the original Falcons kids.
Okay.
They had the Coca-Cola balls with Peter.
Oh,
Harvey
yeah.
all those kind of things. So I sort of knew a few of them, but then I got in with Matty and Toddy and all those guys.
I think I did some games, and this is the old Broadmeadow one, and I think there's Trevor Gall.
Yep.
Like small as.
Yeah, exactly.
And Matty Corrigan and might be Stacey Cole, Ken's young one, and all that, doing a few games as the towel boy and that.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's what we had every day. We didn't have to go looking for it.
It
was on our doorstep.
Yeah.
And I only lived 5 minutes away
from the stadium.
10 minutes walk.
Yeah.
So, the school bus would come and I'd jump on the bus and...
Every day.
Get there at 4 and leave at 10.
Yeah.
Or 11.
Yeah.
Depending on what was happening, yeah.
Get out the step ladder and do some dunks. That's what I did anyway.
Yeah, well...
You can do it feeding
undo the winch.
Get
them down.
Yeah.
I mean, that's...
Oh, yeah, out in the back.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, but...
Some of the players, though, that came through, the imports, for example, you said George Morrow back in the day, guys like that.
Yep. We've had Ian Davies.
Ian Davies.
Greatest scorers ever.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah.
He was played in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Like I remember.
Ian Rebelliard.
Yep. Oh, the Moose and I.
The Moose?
We don't get on very well.
Yeah, I know.
The Moose and I don't. No.
All right.
No, we've had some good run-ins over the years.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, to the point where we don't necessarily acknowledge each other.
Oh, really?
In the
It's that-
same room.
Yeah, right. Okay. I got on. I
Yeah.
played against him in state league. It
Yeah.
might have been a couple of years
Yeah.
after he sort of retired and
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And he actually came off the bench, I think, for Gosford or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's right.
Mate, he caught the ball and I had to guard him.
Yeah.
And the first time he caught the ball, he fucking elbowed me in the face.
Yep.
I was like, whoa.
Yep.
Whoa. You are crazy.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those things we just never got on.
Yeah.
We just never got on, and you know that's life.
Yeah, yeah.
Part of the game.
Yeah.
Like I don't go out of my way to antagonise him. He doesn't go out of his way
That's it.
to antagonise me. So.
But there was guys like Neil Turner.
Yep. Yep.
James Bullock, you mentioned.
Yep. Yep. James Carr.
James Carr. Jason Joins.
Jason Joins.
He came for a year or two there.
Yep. Matty Alexander.
Matty Alexander.
Oh man.
Alex Morgan Lowe. He was
Alex
one.
Morgan Lowe. Yeah. Yep. Oh, who was the?
Bowden.
Yeah, Bowden, Winterbine.
Winterbine. Darren Winterbine.
No, who was the big guy that came around the same time? Shaved hair, really big.
Oh, Adams.
Adams.
Adams. Spider Adams.
Oh, no.
Not Spider Adams.
No. He was a younger guy.
Matt Lowe.
Matt Lowe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Lowe. He was
Wow.
another Kruger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Recruited to be a Kruger.
Yeah.
But he was.
There was two of them on the one
But
team.
he was too much of a nice guy.
Yeah, that's
like,
right.
Wouldn't hurt a fly, but scariest looking
Oh,
guy
man.
ever.
Yeah, apparently he ran a gym or something
Yeah.
before he
Yeah, exactly.
played NBL.
Exactly.
Yeah. He was buff as.
Yeah, he was out. He was somewhere out in the bush.
Orange or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
something like that.
Yeah.
Bathurst maybe.
Yeah, Bathurst.
Yeah, because I think Bowden came from Orange. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah, but you know, all those kids.
Oh, mate, back in the day, these guys,
yeah,
you know.
Exactly. I remember watching Winterbine play. It was his first year out of 18s, and he's playing
Yeah.
Siebel.
I actually played with him in under 16s.
Yeah.
Yeah. For college.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's playing Siebel, and they're playing. I think it was West Sydney at the time, and
That would have been 94.
yeah, I think it was around 94. And Norman
Yeah.
Taylor,
Oh, yes.
Storm and Norman.
Storm and Norman.
He and Winterbine come together.
Did
and
they?
Winterbine didn't take a backward step.
Yeah?
He's 17 and ready to take this man, this monster.
Storm
of a
and
man.
Norman would have been in his prime then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but you know, that's how we were back then.
Yeah.
Like it was tough. Like
Mm.
the basketball we played was tough.
Yep.
You know, we had all these amazing things to look at, and everyone was such good friends.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
everyone was such good friends.
Yeah.
Like, you know, all
Talk to all the Falcons guys.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah. Go
even
out.
the imports.
Yep.
You
yep.
know,
all were good fun.
I remember seeing James Bullock out in town.
Yeah, exactly,
You know,
yeah.
at the brewery.
Yes,
You know,
yep,
stuff like that.
Yep.
You
yep,
know,
Yep. No. they
Greg
were the good
Lazard
days.
didn't see him
Greg-
much. Greg Lazard was always drunk.
Yeah. Exactly.
He was blind. Speaking of Greg Lazard, Kenny Cole was saying to me that he thought it was Mark Sargent. Remember Mark Sargent that played for the Knights? The football
Yeah.
player that played for
Yeah.
Australia and everything.
Yeah.
He said it was Mark Sargent that knocked out Greg Lazard.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, you know,
Right.
I suppose I should have mentioned this,
Yeah.
but you remember the rumour that Greg Lazard got knocked out at the club?
No, I never heard that.
You never heard
No.
it? There was a big rumour that he got, you know, he
Yeah.
used to have his six-pack
Yeah,
of Corona
Yeah.
and all that
yeah,
type of stuff.
Yeah.
And he, apparently, you know, remember Bojangles?
Yeah.
And remember the stairs, the spiral stairs that
Yeah.
go up to Bojangles?
Yeah.
Apparently, Sargent knocked him down all the spiral
Is that
stairs.
right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, righto. Well, now you
Yeah.
do, and so does everyone else.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mark Sargent, the footy
The
player.
footy player.
Yeah.
Well, if anyone's going to know, those guys are going to know.
Everyone's going to knock out Greg Lazard, though.
Yeah.
He was massive.
Yeah, exactly.
He had shoulders like a metre or two
just,
wide.
Just nuts. The athletes that came through was just nuts.
Yeah.
It was crazy, but
He would nearly pull the rim off every time he dunked.
tried to.
Tried to, yeah.
And which wasn't too difficult at Broadmeadow.
Yeah.
Like,
Spring 4.
exactly. Nah, like I'll keep coming back to it. We were just so blessed
Yeah, true.
to be a part of that. And
Yeah.
The community, like as I was saying before, you know, our age group, everyone's still friends. Like,
Yeah.
Everyone's still friends. And, you know, we all rode the coattails of the Falcons.
Yeah,
You know?
yep.
We'd go to the games.
Doesn't
we'd
matter
steal,
what
we'd
year,
steal the
though.
beers, and then we'd go out and we'd be like,
Yep.
you know, you give them that look, and you know, Neil would give you a drink ticket, or
Yeah.
or someone would give you a drink ticket. And,
I remember going like to Leroy's
Yeah.
and going into the toilets,
Yeah.
and here's like Anthony Stewart
Yeah.
in the toilets.
Yeah, Stewie.
And I'm like, what the?
Yep.
What? Because who was he playing for? Hobart would have been
Yep.
back in the day.
Yep.
You know, and I'm like, whoa, Jesus Christ.
We've before I started refereeing seriously, you know, I've ended up being in, you know, Stewie was one of the best. Like,
Was he?
You hang out with him.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you get looked after all
Oh,
night.
yeah, yeah.
Rod Johnson
Yeah.
was legendary at
Yeah,
how
right.
he looked after people.
Okay.
Like, you know, you'd walk into Leroy's after a game.
Yeah.
Oh no, it was the Mercury after it changed to the Mercury.
Oh, right.
You know, and he'd have a full tray of drinks, just handing them out to people.
That's when he was playing in Newcastle.
Yeah, when he was playing in Newcastle. Like, and you know, all the other guys are there and just laughing and having a good time, and everyone's friends.
Yeah.
You know, or I might referee them on Wednesday night, and they got the shits with me, but you go out after a game and everyone's fine.
Yeah.
Like it's you know, that's the environment that's disappeared from the game.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate, but that's life.
Oh, from the game, not just Newcastle.
From the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just not any of that anymore. Like
Yeah.
players, because it's so professional for them now.
Exactly.
They just can't.
They
do
can't
it.
go
And
out.
I understand that. It's
Yeah.
sad to see it go, but that's just life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's why I just, you know, I'm not going out to Newcastle anytime soon, because
Yeah.
like the environment's the same.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, it's still a country town, and you
Yeah.
know, we still do country hospitality, and
Yes.
you know, if players come through, we look after them.
Yep.
You know.
But it's a shame that the Leroy's is not open still. It's
Oh, I don't know what
something
it is
else now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just the, you know, remember the cocktail bar downstairs?
Yeah.
That's just like that's still open now. What is it called?
That's that.
The retro place.
I can't remember the name.
Yeah. If you said it, I'd know it straight away. But yeah, they've reopened that. It's just the downstairs now.
Yeah.
And it's not actually the upstairs. You know where the ramp
Yep.
goes to? It's not that. I think that's actually a gym or might be a restaurant.
Oh, it's tried to be a few things.
It's actually tried to be a gym, tried to be a restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, back when I was DJing very regularly. That's you know, I was playing the Mercury was
Yeah, right.
my spot.
Yeah. Yeah, look, actually, well, not many people know, well, they do now, but that you're actually a DJ as well.
I was, yes. I used
No,
to.
you still are.
I still do. Yeah. No, I played the Mercury. Like, I had a spot there for probably 3 years till it closed.
Upstairs.
Yep.
Yep.
And then I was running gigs.
You were doing Vital Beats.
Yeah, did Vital Beats a few times with George, and
Yeah.
then moved down to the Cambridge and just did a regular thing
That's
down
all right.
there.
Yeah,
And no, it's still good fun.
Yeah.
I dust them off every now and then.
Yeah, I've seen you on Facebook.
Yeah, but you know, when the big skate comps come through town,
Yeah.
they ask me to play at those.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. But,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
since COVID, there hasn't been anything.
Hasn't been any comps.
Everything's sort of dried up. So.
Yeah. No, they wouldn't. Some of the people in the NBL community wouldn't know that, would they?
No.
That you DJ as well.
No.
Yeah.
No. I keep when it comes to the NBL stuff, I keep a very low profile. I mean,
Yeah.
most people don't know much about me. Like, people in Newcastle know everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's life. But you know, get out of this pond, and like I can be very anonymous.
Yeah,
and I kind of like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like, and it's a funny thing. In a bigger audience, I like to be anonymous, but here in Newcastle,
Yeah.
people know.
People know. Yeah.
Like, I can't hide.
Yeah. You're that tall referee fella.
Yeah, that guy. You're that fucking referee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That called that foul on me that you shouldn't have that day.
It's not that I called that foul on it. It's that I called that foul. You know, someone would come up to me. You remember when you called that foul on me in 1993?
What, they say that?
93.
They say that?
What? I can't remember bloody 3 hours ago. Not bloody 20, 30 years ago.
Jesus. Yeah.
I was actually saying this to a young referee the other day, like, that state league game.
Yep.
I said, just if coaches want to talk to you, because you know he wanted to go and talk to the coach before the game to introduce himself.
Oh,
to
did
the
he?
Conversation. I'm like,
Yeah.
what do you want to do that for?
Yeah, righto.
And he told me. I said, well, all you have to do is go and say, I'm
Billy Smith.
Billy Smith, and that's it. Good luck.
Yep.
Because if you let them talk, they will talk your leg off. And
Yeah,
they'll
yeah.
say, this happened to me 3 games ago, and 4 this, and like clockwork.
Yeah,
At
okay.
half time.
Don't call that one
No,
again.
one of the supporters of the away team was a coach, and he came and bowled me up. A couple of weeks ago in a game, this
Yeah.
happened. I'm like, well, I wasn't there. What do
Yeah.
you want me to do about it?
What's it got to do with me?
You know,
Yeah.
they all, but people never forget. Like, you know, even our mates,
Yeah.
you know, we joke about it.
Yeah.
Like, remember when you text me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I actually do.
I've got it posted on
Yeah,
my wall.
You've been a prick.
Yeah, yeah. You've been a prick. So I tuned you through,
Exactly.
yeah. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. But,
oh, yeah,
yeah.
some of those days, man, I mean, once again, blessed. And we seen, like I said, Pat Reedy,
Yep.
Michael Johnson,
Yeah, yeah.
guys like that coming through,
Yeah.
shooting threes from halfway,
yeah. And,
you know, stuff like that.
But the best thing was that they involved us.
Yeah.
They involved us where they could. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'd be, you know, it didn't matter where you were. Like, anyone could be there. You'd be hanging around, and someone would say, "Come and play one-on-one with me." Like,
Yeah.
they're just working on their game. Come play one-on-one with me.
Yeah.
And you go, "Okay, I'll
Yep.
play one-on-one with you."
Yep.
They give you the ball. They block your first shot. The next thing, it's 11 zip, and you go, "What the fuck just happened?"
Yeah, yeah.
What
I remember,
happened?
I remember Al Green doing that to me.
You know what? He gave me, yeah, he used to do that to me all the time.
Yeah.
He just go, "Come and play one-on-one with me."
Yeah, like in the off season leading up to the pre-season.
Oh, no, this would be
during
after
season?
practice.
Yeah,
After-
righto.
he'd say, "Come play one-on-one with me." Okay, no worries.
Yeah.
You start. Okay,
Yep.
no worries.
Yep.
You go, you make your move. He's picked it off.
He was blocking me.
Bang, 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 bang,
Yeah,
bang.
yeah,
It's
like-
11 zip, game over.
Yeah, yeah.
Like 3 minutes
Yeah.
maximum.
Yeah. He was blocking me.
Yeah.
And like he actually said to me, "Look, I got to actually try. I got to,
Yeah,
you know."
exactly.
And I'm like, "Fucking hell, I
Then
can't
he
even get off a
starts
shot.
He starts yapping. He's like, "Come out here, come out here, come out here, come out here."
Get on this."
Come out, yeah, exactly. Use your feet.
Yeah.
But he gave me one of the best pieces of advice I ever had. We were playing one-on-one one day, and I'm like, "Fuck this! All right, I've got your move.
Yeah.
I know what you're going to do."
Yeah.
So I've taken the charge. He's gone whack.
Yeah.
Scored. He said, "No one calling a charge in a one-on-one game." No one.
No one calls that. he hooked me up. I think it was 19. Would have been about. It was either 96 or 97. After a couple of years after he finished with the Falcons, he was still playing Seabull or whatever it is in Adelaide. And I went to a Seabull game. I didn't even know that he was playing.
Yeah.
And I went there and they were like, "Oh, number 10, Al Green," and I'm like, "Oh fuck, Al Green's playing." I went, "What?"
Yep.
And then anyway, I went up to him at the end of the game and that, and he remembered and all that type of
Oh
stuff.
yeah, no.
And he actually, this is what he done, bro. He actually was in. He owned a nightclub at that time, and he was running some nightclub. And he goes, "Look," we didn't have mobile phones back then. He goes, "Here's my phone number. You know, give me his
Yeah,
you know." He goes, "Look, here's the address. This is the club. Come to the club, man." I rocked up. I pretty much rocked up in t-shirt and jeans.
yeah.
You know,
Yep.
and he's mate treated me like I was a king.
Yeah.
Like drinks.
Yep.
The whole thing, and by the time of it, the end of it, I had to like actually go. Listen, I've got to go now, man.
Yeah.
I can't actually stay here much
Yeah.
longer
Yep.
because I've got to go to sleep.
Yeah, look,
He hooked me up.
Of all the players of that time, you know, of all the ones that should be the most jaded, he was the nicest.
Yeah,
He looked after everybody.
exactly.
You know, you end up in the 300 ZX.
Oh, the
cruising around
white
town.
300 ZX. 2 seats,
Yep.
none in the back.
Yep. No,
Foster's Light.
Yeah.
On the Foster's Light.
Foster's Light.
He was known for Foster's Light.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, but he still gets down to the 36ers games, and he like.
Yeah.
We always say good day.
He remembers you?
Yeah, of course.
From
he
Newey?
does. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Absolutely.
I actually went to a 36ers game about 2 or 3 years ago
Yeah.
now, and was sitting with Ken Cole.
Yep.
And Al was there, and he remembered
Yeah.
who I
yeah.
was and everything.
No,
Yeah.
we spent enough time together. It's
Oh,
hard
yeah.
to forget.
He hasn't changed much.
No.
He's
just a little bit skinnier.
Still
but-
looks the same.
yeah, just a little bit skinnier.
Yeah. Doesn't look like he's like 60 something. He doesn't look like he's aged a day.
Nah. The world's nicest guy.
Yeah.
No question.
Any other nice guys?
Jono. Jono's a
Yeah.
great guy. Like
Always?
Always.
Yeah.
Always has been. You
MJ?
Know, yeah. So, I refereed that testimonial game. I refereed when
Yeah.
he was coaching the Singapore national team. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah.
But, that's another one where, it's a tough sort of game, and it's just that Newcastle look.
Yeah.
You look at me, I look at you, and we understand.
Newcastle.
We understand.
Falcons.
Yeah. You're not going to get it over on me.
Yeah. It was crazy though how they, like you said, came out of the blue and got rid of the team, and
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a shame. It's just a shame.
It was a shame, yeah.
Yep.
And the NBL sort of say, they want the foundation clubs and things like that, and they promote Wollongong,
Yep.
Illawarra Foundation Club, and this
Yep.
and that. Well, so's Newcastle,
Yeah, exactly.
and then Canberra.
Yep.
So these teams should be in the competition.
Yes.
Is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah,
That's my point.
look, I don't disagree with what you're saying. It's just it always just comes back to money.
Yeah,
yeah. The people aren't going to support it.
Yeah,
The Newcastle's got that unenviable position of being twice bitten.
yes.
You know what I mean? So
But
that
people
that
don't
makes it hard.
understand is it's two separate things, though.
No, I get that, but
No, other people don't
Yeah,
understand.
yeah.
They think, well, you've had a
you had
chance
two
twice.
goes. Yeah.
Yeah, 2 goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah, not really. It was two different, two different goes.
Two different organisations.
Yeah,
but,
completely.
Yeah, no, it's just one of those great things to be a part of.
Yeah.
To have that stuff, and that's I think where basketball in Newcastle is really struggling at the moment. There's
Yeah.
no connection
Yes.
between the kids that go to the stadium every day and
And-
a top team.
The NBL 1 team
Yeah,
or whatever.
I mean, the NBL 1 team, it's a good enough team, but it's not a professional team, so people
Yeah.
have to work, so they're not practicing
Yes.
every day.
Yeah.
It's just completely not the same.
Yeah.
And for all of us guys when we were coming through, it was just like, okay, this is something to aspire to.
Yeah.
Because I'm watching the Falcons train.
Yep.
But then I'm watching the Hunters train on Tuesday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Another imports, two different imports.
Two different imports.
Yeah.
Okay, different styles of game.
And even with the Hunters back in them days, some of those guys like Marty
yeah,
McLean,
they were fringe, both sides.
they were fringe. Yeah, they were both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you're still watching a semi sort of NBL game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I used to go and watch the Hunters a lot, and
they were great games.
the Park Royal Hunters.
The Park, yes, the Park Royals.
Used to go and watch them, and it was like I was watching another
Yeah.
NBL game.
Yeah,
because
the
also
crowds were like that.
well, the imports from the other team.
Yep.
And they had a couple of fringe guys.
Yeah.
And the imports from our team, and some of the Hunters imports actually train with the Falcons as well.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, or the fringe guys.
Fringe guys, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was the beauty. Like back in the Park Royal days, like
Yeah.
that's when Hipster was playing.
Yeah. Or
I-
coaching as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember in year 6 he came to the primary school.
Did he?
Yeah, him and Buster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Buster Matheny.
Buster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played for the Falcons and the Hunters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And then his little brother came out.
Yes, that's
Tony.
right.
Yeah.
He played for the Hunters as
Hunters,
well.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
was 1990, I think.
90.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 90.
Yeah.
But the Park Royal days were
Yeah.
because you do the skills thing.
Yeah.
But it was full. Like the games were full.
Yeah.
Like it was amazing.
Not like there wouldn't be that crowd there now today.
They're trying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I see a lot of lights in the crowd. What's that? They got like a light show or something,
No, I don't know.
like lasers and stuff.
No.
Yeah,
No,
I've seen like some of the footage from the home games.
Oh, really?
From the Falcons NBL 1 team.
Really?
And they got like I don't know. It's like you see at the service station with the bright lights and fluoro things and all that.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, they got it in the stands.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, just to light up the place a bit,
exactly,
I suppose. Yeah,
exactly. But they actually Newcastle still puts on a decent show.
Yeah.
And it's not about the entertainment. It's they still get big crowds.
Yeah.
And Newcastle and Maitland are the two toughest places to go in the NBL 1 because they get a full crowd.
Oh yeah.
Like they still do it. You go to Sydney and you got 3 girlfriends and 2 kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
And an
it.
auntie.
No one cares.
Yeah.
But and I say to the young guys all the time because young referees hate coming up here
Yeah.
because it's
a big game.
because the crowd's brutal.
Yeah.
Like they're
yeah.
vicious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just say to them, look, if you can't referee here, you're not going to be a referee.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
It's that
It's the
simple.
test.
It is a test
Yeah.
because the guys still line up along the baseline.
Do they?
If the crowd's
In
big
the
enough,
bar?
Yep, they
Yeah.
still get out there. I mean, I used to be one of them.
Yeah.
Like back in 92, 93 when the Hunters were playing, I was brutal.
Yeah.
From the baseline. Yeah.
I remember I was on the baseline for a Perth Wildcats
Yeah.
game, and Trevor Torrance, he got the ball from the baseline,
Yeah.
and everyone's going, oh, yeah.
Yep.
Won't say what they were saying,
No,
but
no, we'd give it to the referee.
and he was he sort of got his little tight shorts that
Yeah.
he's wearing, and sort of did a little hand signal behind
Yep,
his shorts
yep.
there. And
Do you want to know something? I still do that.
Oh, do you?
The hand signal behind the pants to the bar. Yep.
yeah, right.
I do that quite often.
to the bar.
Quite often.
The bar guys.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
right.
Just to let them know that I've heard them.
Yeah.
Because that's all they want. They just want to be heard.
And as soon as you did it, everyone's like,
Yeah, exactly. It keeps them in the game.
Yeah.
Keeps them in the game.
It was good.
Yeah, like we're entertainers first and foremost.
Oh, yeah. Righto. Is that what we pay to get in for, is it?
Exactly. I don't see any of it. you know.
No, but once we'll finish up. But I mean, the players with the Falcons, the imports, like who was some of your standout imports?
George, always top of the list.
Yep, always.
Always top of the list. Reggie.
Reggie was he
Van
came
Dyke.
with some good credentials.
Yeah.
David Van Dyke.
Dyke was just back to the basket, one of the best.
He was just awkward looking.
Yeah,
He was just awkward.
Yeah, but get him in the block.
He was unstoppable. He
are you
went to
gonna do?
Perth for like 2 years after.
Yeah.
And they had him for 2 years.
Yep.
But like when they first got him,
Yep.
it was like, whoa, what do we
Yeah,
got
yeah,
here?
exactly.
This guy's unco.
Yep. But then
He was
something
dominating.
clicked. Yeah,
Yeah.
And obviously Al. You know,
Al,
We,
yeah.
we,
We played as Australian, so
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But those guys, and you know, Dozier was very good to watch. But,
Yeah.
but he was one of those guys. It was just he sort of had that uncle about him. Just
he
'cause
was.
just because he was so wiry,
Yeah.
like stringy.
That's what it was, wiry and stringy.
Yeah. But a great player.
Yeah.
Great player.
Well, he's
When he won
defensive player of the year
when he won
couple
that
of times.
defensive Player,
Yeah.
like he was killing it.
I think I spoke about it on one of the podcasts before, but someone posted some footage of him because he came to Geelong
Yes.
before he came to the Falcons.
Yes, that's right.
And I've got a poster of him in Geelong, and he's
Yep.
got like Charlotte Hornet bike pants on.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, where'd he buy them?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
We were all thinking that.
Yeah, where'd he buy them?
Yeah.
And then only about a year or two ago, someone's posted some footage of him playing against the Lakers
Yeah.
for Charlotte.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't know it either, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And he's out there running the show.
yeah.
Terry Dozier.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's where he got his Charlotte bike
Yeah.
pants from.
Yeah.
You know? I was like, righto.
Yeah. No. They'd be my top ones.
Yeah, righto.
But, you know, if you want to blame anyone, blame George.
Yeah,
Just
righto.
blame George.
George Morrow. George Morrow. We might have to get him on the podcast now.
Yeah, get him on.
Yeah. Yeah, well, there were a couple of guys there, like Buster and that. They
Yeah.
were, you know, because he hung around and
Yep.
played for the Hunters. And,
Yeah, and that's it. Like we made this place something where
Yeah.
people wanted to be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
like there's no other NBL club that's got this lifestyle.
No. Two teams, like
Never
you said.
has, never.
Feeder club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just it's Newcastle.
Yeah.
Like you don't get this in Melbourne. You don't get this. Like everyone talks about. I want to play in Sydney.
Yeah.
Drive 2 hours north.
Yeah.
Tell me what you want to do.
Yeah. It's different because it's you'll never get it again. What we're saying, and
unfortunately.
you'll never get it again, and it's more like now it's more like the entertainment centre style, if you know what I mean. Everywhere,
Yeah.
there's none of those like gyms like Broadmeadow.
That's it. Everyone's got their big training facilities,
Yeah.
closed practices, the whole bit.
They're all playing in entertainment centres, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. There's not, 15 kids sitting on the baseline
Yeah.
laughing when you miss a dunk in practice.
Yeah, or smash the backboard or something.
Exactly.
I think from memory, some state league guy broke it a week or two after Krug's broke it.
Yeah.
I think they replaced it.
Yep.
And he was playing some state league game.
Yeah,
something.
because it was sitting up the side near the grandstand for about 3 weeks.
That's right.
The broken one.
It was
like
too.
there was broken glass all over the floor. No one cleaned it up for about 3 weeks.
The broken backboard. No one cared.
Yeah, we just walked. Oh, there's a piece of backboard. There's a piece of backboard.
Oh, mate, them the days. Man, I could go on forever.
We could, definitely.
I could go on forever, but we're going to have to stop because
Oh, man, no, this has been so much fun.
we've come to the end of the
Yep.
podcast.
Yep.
So, but, mate, thanks for coming on.
No, thank you for the
and,
invite.
no, that's all good, man. And is there anything else you want to say just before we get out of here? Like any special moments or?
No.
You've
Look,
said 'em all.
I think we've covered them. Like it was a beautiful time, and I'm just happy to have been a part of it.
Yeah, and Dennis Kibble, shout out to him, eh?
Shout out to Dennis. Shout out to George.
Yeah, George and Dennis.
They're responsible.
Hope they're listening. Hope they're listening. All right, man.
Take it easy.
Thanks for coming on, Nuts. Wasn't too many reps.
No reps.
Well, there's a few reps there. We'll back up for it now. I should say thanks for coming on. Thanks to Scott Beker for coming on to the Former Falcons podcast. Episode number 6. That's it. Done. See you all next time. When that is, I do not know. But we will be having a number 7 episode very, very soon. So keep on the lookout on the Falcons page, clintdog.com, my website, all that stuff. See you all later.